Are we live? Oh no. Yeah, I can't see myself. There I am. Is this even working? Oh no, this is just way off. Let me fix this live in real time. What is going on here? I will fix this. I'm going to move around. Unbelievable how hard this always is. There we go. There we go. Professor Matthews learning about movies and DIY YouTube, DIY everything. One man band, one man show. There it is. Now I think we're slightly. Let me move this. No, the other way. There it is. That's how to do things yourself on the fly. All right, I'm going to talk. I'm here early, but I wanted to start. I'm here to talk about streaming services, streaming movies. Let me see if this is right. Okay, we did it. Professor Matthews, learning about movies. I do movie reviews, movie analysis, lists of movies. Letterboxd, go check out Letterboxd, Substack. I put it in the chat there. My new book. I get these questions all the time. What movies should I watch? So I put this out. This is edited collection, better collection of my Letterboxd reviews. It's sitting there, available to you in the description, but also if you subscribe, paid subscription to Substack, it's like $5 a month. You're going to get the ebook for free. So I haven't been on here in a while. I've been doing tons of things. On Letterboxd, I'm going through Alfred Hitchcock's filmography. If you want to follow along with that, it's kind of fun. I'm going through it chronologically. And so many of those movies I haven't seen, especially the early ones. I am on Substack too, but I was poking around again with streaming services. I haven't seen how they've changed recently. I do not get sponsored by anybody, so here I am. And I'm going to go through Max, which used to be HBO Max, or HBO Max, and now it's Max. My wife, the story, and it's not a fun story, but whatever. My story is my wife asked me, can we subscribe to Disney Plus? Because she wants to watch this new Star Wars series. I believe it's season 2 of Andor, or Indoor, or Undor, or Underwear, whatever it is. I'm going to make fun of it. She wanted to watch that, so okay, yeah. And when you get the Disney Plus and they offer you Hulu and Max, and all right, whatever. I'm going to go back on Max for a little while because there's a couple things I knew I wanted to watch there. So I wanted to check it out and live in real time, just show you what I'm interested in, and this may help you be interested in stuff too. But I don't know what's on Max. I haven't even looked yet. So I'm going to do this real time. It's going to be messy and improvised. But the first thing I'll do is say, I'll go through this real quickly. The summer movie schedule. Now that I've promoted my book, let's make this a little larger. Maybe that's not too bad. We'll see. So summer movie schedule, it's not bad, but there's a lot of franchise fare that I'm just not interested in. So I haven't gone to many of these things. But I went to the new Wes Anderson, The Phoenician Scheme. You know, you know what it is, if you've seen Wes Anderson movie, I think he's getting, is he getting more sophisticated? I was going to say that, but he's getting a little older and whiter, as if he couldn't be anyway. I do kind of like this movie, kind of, sort of. And so, the live action remakes of animated movies, I am not interested in, and I may never go to those. 28 years later, probably will go see that. I realize it's franchise fare, but at least it's like maybe a different movie much later in the universe. The Pixar movie's there. I don't know what Brightheart is. Whatever. And F1 might be good. I don't know. At least it's novel. Okay, there's a Superman, and then Eddington comes up, an Ari Aster movie. In other words, and I'm not reading them all off to you. There's probably 4 or 5 or 6 movies I'm somewhat interested in over the next 3 or 4 months. And if you know of any good new releases, let me know. So I'll be covering those on the channel. To look at Criterion Channel real quickly, which I promote even though they don't sponsor me, which is fine. I'm looking at these collections, and they're curated by human beings. And I know this because there's no way ChatGPT is going to be this clever. And I like this as kind of a fun swimming pool collection. The ones to highlight, if you haven't seen Sexy Beast, please watch that. It's only an hour and a half. Let's read the description. It's a Jonathan Glazer crime drama. It's really good. Ben Kingsley is in it. Ray Winstone, Ian McShane of John Wick fame and other things. That's a good one. And then a lot of people on the channel, because this is a sophisticated channel, some sophisticated people show up here. The Swimmer, which I never really liked that much. It's a conceptual movie, but Burt Lancaster plays a guy, an advertising executive, as I'm reading here, who hops in different people's swimming pools and has different interactions with them. That's not selling the movie very well, but it's pretty weird, and it may be profound to you. So I haven't seen that Altman movie, Three Women. I know people like it. And these others in the collection, if you see any, by the way, in the chat, go ahead and mention them. I'll take a look at that later. In fact, welcome from Norway. Always great to see you. Andor's good. Eddington is about COVID, isn't it? I saw the trailer, and this is going to be interesting. The reason to watch it is because it's a novel movie about our times. It's so different from the franchise fare, I must say. Anyway, the Ripley movies, I don't know. Okay. American Friend is pretty good. Gene Hackman, who is one of my favorites. And I noticed a few movies on here. Scarecrow I haven't seen with Al Pacino. That can't be that good. I mean, people would have played that up if it were good, right? It's got to be not as good as advertised. But the rest of these, I actually don't know Eureka either by Nicholas Roeg. The rest of these are pretty good to great. I kind of like No Way Out as a thriller. Conversation is obviously awesome. Night Moves is a very interesting detective movie, and so on and so forth. So I thought, these collections, these are enough. As always, it's like with Criterion, just subscribe to it, and then you're going to get enough to see cool things. Some of these I haven't seen. The Trip, I don't know what that is. I don't know what this. Oh, no, it has The Long Day Closes. That's a fantastic movie. But anyway, I should look at this a little bit. So this is my live stream. I'm going to check this out. All-time favorites, newly added. Let's do Leaving. And for things that are leaving, Platoon is a must-watch if you haven't seen it. Audition, I write about in my book, and that has a very high rating on Letterboxd, like 4.2. I want to say nothing about it. In fact, I strongly recommend going into that knowing nothing. You may be fooled like I was, or may not be fooled, but either way, I think it watches pretty well. I watched Paper Moon. It was okay to pretty interesting by Bogdanovich. It's not bad. And there's a bunch of stuff. Oh my gosh. See, the thing about Criterion is it's actually competing with Max and these other subscription services by putting Full Metal Jacket and Shutter Island. They used to just have, they're like Kino. If you look up the Kino service, it's pretty niche and artsy stuff that few people have heard of. Few people who are not into cinema have heard of. LA Confidential, check that one out, even though I don't like it. The Fog of War is a must-watch. Let's talk about that one for a second. This came out 2003, perfect timing on Errol Morris's part. I actually don't know when he started making this documentary, but he's filming with his Interrotron, a camera that can stare at fourth wall break, but it's not, an interviewee, and the person being interviewed is looking at Errol Morris. So it feels more personal than staring at a camera, like I'm doing right now. And the interviewee is Robert McNamara, who was Secretary of Defense. I pause there because I think there's a moment in time in the U.S. where they changed the Secretary of the Department of War to the Department of Defense. I think it's the Vietnam era, and I can't remember if Robert McNamara was the chair of Department of War, or if he came in as Department of Defense. Nevertheless, it's about McNamara's rise. He is I want to say he's the CEO of Ford Motor Company in the 50s. Some car company, I'm sorry to forget. But then it just juxtaposes nicely that business executive with the guy who was really, really powerful in Vietnam. And it's really interesting as a post-Vietnam and then into the beginnings of what would be the War on Terror in 2003. And oh, he talks about World War II as well, and firebombing Japan. Fascinating. You got to watch this. It's great. I've always loved it, and I've never talked about it on this channel, so that's why I'm playing it up now. All right, so that's enough of this. If you've seen it, great. Errol Morris is great, but that in particular was real striking for me as a younger person watching about geopolitics. So now this is fun for me because I'm going to try to navigate this site, and you're going to see me fumble around, guaranteed. This is what happens to me. I don't know if it happens to you. I get on these sites and I'm like, how do I use this? And it's not so intuitive, so it kind of frustrates me. So the difference between these sites is amazing, in my opinion. If I go back to Criterion Channel, well, of course I'm signed in. What's going on here? It begins with these curated collections at the top, right? So I can just click through them. Some human curated them. They're not for me algorithmically. They're the new things on the channel that Criterion thinks are cool. I like that. It's not for me, but it's what someone else with better taste or better knowledge thinks. New collections, popular collections, fresh from the theaters. Okay. So they sort of organize these into little categories. I do have to scroll down. It takes a little scrolling. Then I look at this and I get a little confused, because these are just single movies. Some of them are old, some of them are new. I think they might tailor this for my watching preferences, but I think they do, but I'm not really sure. I can tell that they don't because they put this at the top, and I am definitely not interested in this. Isn't this a Sex and the City reboot? And here these women are, I'm sorry to say, kind of old now. I'm not sorry to say that. They are. I'm old. I don't care. And then they're 60s and they're still having sex in New York City. They're single women having sex in New York City. Is that what this is? I don't care about that as much, and I never watched the original show. So already they're striking out with an uninteresting thing. They have today's picks. They have recommended. They have what's popular. It's usually not going to work for me. So anyway, how do you find movies on this service? I'm sure there's something. So today's picks, they are such a mix of stuff. TV and movies are mixed together here. And I have, other than if I hover over these, unlike Criterion gives me that nice little bubble summary. Here, I have no idea what this stuff is. Real Women Have Courage. Well, we got to click on that. That's not what I thought it would be. I'm actually American teen struggles with. Okay. I'm sure that's fine movie. I have no idea what it's about. But you have to click on these to learn what they're about. That's a problem. I don't like that. Anyway, recommended for me based on what I don't know. They should know I'm not going to go all in on the zombie apocalypse stuff. That's franchise, isn't it? Whatever. I am interested in the Mountainhead. I have it on my list. This is one reason I subscribed. It looked like an interesting movie. The creator of this, or the director, whoever, I haven't looked up what he's done in this, Jesse Armstrong. He's something. Producer? Writer? I don't know. He did the TV show Succession, which I did like. And then he's got this, I think it's an interesting premise. Steve Carell, I'm all in on him. And I can't tell who else is in this exactly. Is that Jason Schwartzman? I think it is. Darkly comedic satire, I'm in. Group of tech billionaires, I'm in. And I think it's going to make fun of them. So maybe I'm almost tempted to today review this. Oh, they got the Brutalist on here already? See, there we go. I'll put that on there. 2073. I'm going to put on there because I haven't seen it. Not sure whether to watch the Alto Nights. Do you like the Alto Nights? It didn't look... It looked like I'd already seen the movie 80 times. Even though I like De Niro and still like De Niro in his old age. So, is Bullet Train any good? Anybody like any of these? So... That's the tricky part about this is it's just how do you find stuff on their service that you would like? Anyway, that's the goal here. Why is the Hunger Games number 3 today? What? Why is the Titanic sub-disaster 4? I guess that's more topical. The Hunger Games is back? What? It's beating. Is there some revival? I mean, what is going on here? All right, I don't know. A bunch of schools assigning it. Well, now it's June. Um, Vape, I need to watch. I haven't done that. So let's start. This is what I hate. I'm going to have to scroll across this, aren't I? All right, let's go to movies. That makes sense to me. And if I scroll down, I'm going to get the same thing. Just added. I've not seen Sully. Isn't that just about Tom Hanks as the pilot crashing into the Hudson River and everybody surviving? Don't I already know that's in that movie? I hate to think about things that way, but it didn't seem like something I would be super interested in. Okay, let's recommend a movie then. Casino. Underrated Martin Scorsese movie. I think it's as good as anything he's done, at least in that decade. I think it's very well done, very fascinating. Gangsters in Las Vegas stuff. I think it's way better than the normal fare about that. So I should write about that one. Anything else you want to look at here? Anything else you like? I just hate scrolling through this. All right, just added. They have Ziegfeld Folly. So sometimes they have older movies, and where do they come from, and who is it? I don't know, Turner Classics or what is associated with them, so that they get these on here. What is that? Hologram for the King? 2016? Why do I not know this movie? Is there a reason I've never heard of this? What does a taxi driver and doctor in Saudi Arabia have to do with Tom Hanks? I have no idea what's going on in there. I should look it up, see what the reviews are. I have no idea. Some of these, like, what? All right. Let's say I were looking for a movie with my family. A to Z. This is always what I do, and it's a waste of time. Now, they have the Studio Ghibli movies on there, but the A to Z problem is they mix up stuff I don't know anything about. Hank Zipzers? No idea. Goodnight Moon? With Harry Potter. Watch Flow. It's pretty good. I've seen it. I kind of liked it. I didn't love it as everybody else did. It for various reasons, but it's certainly unique. Maybe it will be influential, but it's kind of fascinating in certain ways. The art style is at least fascinating. The sort of incredible journey stuff with animals, maybe as a hook. So you probably heard about it, but I did kind of like it. I didn't love it, but I kind of liked it. I've covered Nausicaa on my channel, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and it has her picture on it. What? Why wouldn't it have Pee-wee on it? It's like, why is that the poster? I'm at a loss. So I would say Max stinks at Children's and Family Fare. I mean, you could subscribe to it for 2 months. It's got stuff on it. I have never seen Where the Wild Things Are, so I'm putting it on my list. And Princess Kaguya, which I like all their stuff. That's the one on here I haven't seen from Studio Ghibli. Other than that, they have the Goonies. The Superman stuff is on there because Superman is coming out in theaters soon. All right, that wasn't much fun. What services would I recommend for family movies? I have no idea. You know, Disney has a ton of stuff, but then it's Disney stuff. So you got to like it or hate it. We got a ton of comments and a good amount of people on here, so I'm going to interact with you in a minute. Always I go to fantasy and science fiction to see if there's something I haven't seen. Has anybody seen the Assassin's Creed movie? Because that looks like Fassbender, and I never watched it. I played Assassin's Creed a little bit, the first one, but I can't imagine that if I haven't heard about it, it's not very good. Anyway, I shouldn't judge because I don't know. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is fantasy and science fiction. Okay, well, sure. Eraserhead? Good. So they have a lot more stuff on here. And if you haven't seen, here's another recommendation, Fantastic Planet. What movie was I watching recently where that was in the movie? It was some new movie from the last 3 or 4 months, and a character was watching Fantastic Planet, and it struck me as very strange. It's a 1973 French, I believe it's a French animated movie. Weird animation style. I can't describe it in words. I'm not really sure how to talk about it. It's like a Gulliver's Travels thing, but harsher, and really not for kids because they're people who are small. They've landed on a alien planet. They're giant things that can eat them, and they do get eaten. These people, these human beings, aren't they slaves in this too? It's in the Criterion Collection, I think. It's pretty trippy. It's worth checking out as a novel and interesting science fiction movie, as opposed to some of this other stuff on here. Do they have Jurassic Park on here? My 11-year-old is begging to watch Jurassic Park. They don't. Sad. Oh, man. Oh, this is just... Stop. I mean, I'm saying like 1 to 2 per line that are interesting, and if you like Godzilla fare, even better. Okay, I'm mixing kids and family with this. Okay, Terminator's on here. Anyway, where are the new movies at? Anybody see them? Don't know. See, they don't have a category that says new. They have featured, but they don't have new. And this is their breakdown. Why did I subscribe to this thing? Why are these featured? Lady Bird is very good. Very good. But why is it in there? Why is Pretty Woman in there? Why are these featured? I keep asking that. I can't find a pattern or order here. Watch Heretic. The first half, the second half devolves into normal horror stuff. I kind of like some of it. I didn't like some other parts of it. What does that matter, though? You might like it, though. I have no idea what to do here. Okay, they do have Turner Classic Movies. I knew it was something like that. Now, in what universe is Pee-wee's Big Adventure a Turner Classic Movie? I guess I'm so old, I remember when that came out. So it doesn't feel like a classic to me. Although I'm sure 40 years, about 40 years old, it probably is. Spaceballs the same, Princess Bride the same, Goonies the same. So now I'm so freaking old that the movies of my childhood are old classics. Great. Let's see what they've got. And I may not know most of these. I may know a few of these. I don't know. I love A Tale of Summer. That is... have patience with that. It's a beautiful movie in its own way, but it's not for everybody. It's for people who are willing to engage with the formal aspects of a movie. What's hard about this list is that I don't know if you can tell very well. They all kind of blend in and look similar with the black and white posters, which there are better posters out there. Obviously, you go on the letterbox and you can select from among 85 posters for each movie, it seems like. So 10 or 15. So this is a little hard to discern. And again, without those hovering summary pop-ups, this is obviously real long. So it's hard to, it's going to take a long time to scroll. This is terrible, by the way. Breaker Morant gets a black and white. It's not in black and white. It's 1980. It's about the Boer War, Boer, in South Africa. British versus the South Africans. This one gets the best comments on my channel. The video I did on Breaker Morant several years ago, which probably doesn't look that great now. Probably has good content, maybe, I don't know. But it gets the best comments. Very thoughtful people are engaging with that movie. So if you think you're a thoughtful person, watch this movie. I probably said that 15 times over the years, but it definitely... It's probably an all-timer given how it stirs people up in thoughtful ways. They delve into history and politics and legal affairs. It's a courtroom. It's a military tribunal movie. So watch that. Don't Look Back. I haven't seen Don't Look Back. Anything on here that strikes your fancy? So this is the money spot for me. There's a lot of stuff here, and they finally, a streaming service. I haven't seen this. I think it's been on here for a while, but you go to Netflix and Disney Plus, you really don't get many old movies. By old, now old means 30 to 40 years old or more. Netflix certainly hasn't curated, at least in the years I've been doing this channel, old movies. Germany Year Zero. Have I seen that? I don't think so. So I could spend a year or two in this if I wanted to. It's great. Let me find one more I can promote. Or I mean, I'm seeing 1 to 2 per line that are quite. I got Gene Thielman. If you want to watch the #1 movie ever, here it is. As you may know, this recent Sight and Sound poll had that #1 of all time. That's why I say that. We got some Fellini on here. I almost feel like some of these are the from the Criterion Channel too. But maybe they're all TCM. Mikey and Nikki, I've been meaning to cover that one for 2 to 3 years. I just haven't done it, watching the movie and then sitting down and making a video about it. 1970s, Elaine May is the director. That is the worst description ever with the worst background ever. This is not promotional very well. We're doing a lot of promotional stuff. John Cassavetes and Peter Falk are in this, although Cassavetes is not directing. It's Elaine May, but she's quite great. They are just Nicky is on the run from the mob, and he turns his old pal Mikey, and it's a more thoughtful, paced 70s movie, character study kind of thing, which is absolutely very good to great. I guarantee most people sitting there who are in the chat who have made a comment are going to kind of like this to love it. 100% chance. 100%. You haven't seen it. I'm going to look at the chat real quick. Let me keep this up here. I'll look at the chat. Panic in Needle Park is very good. First movie of Al Pacino. Oh, okay. No, I've never seen that one. And I haven't. I have 3 projects going on. Alfred Hitchcock, 2000 to 2009 Oscars, where I watch through every year all the so-called good to great movies and then produce the Oscar videos, which keep coming out. I've done 19 or 20 Oscar videos. By the way, if you're late in this video, now you get I forgot to say this, you become a member of the channel, you have access to all my future videos, and that would include 3 to 4 Oscar videos that will show up in the coming months. So anyway, chat room. Eddington, Hard Truths by Mike Lee. Oh, really? Is that on the channel here? Did we pass by it? I must have missed it. I'm a Mike Lee lover, as the channel is. Nope, they don't have it. I don't know if it's on Criterion. I won't look. But that's great. I'm glad you have it in Norway. Mike Lee is great. Criterion doesn't support my country, so I use a VPN instead. God bless VPNs. Can we all have like a international VPN day? Is that like a happy virtual private network day where we can all celebrate the fact that we can skirt around mostly what are ridiculous restrictions? I can do this in my country, but I can't do this in this other country, and it doesn't seem to be a moral reason why. So use a VPN. Sure. As far as I know, it's legal. All right, now we got the comments on the Fog of War. And okay, these are good comments, by the way. You like Bullet Train? I had a blast with Bullet Train. Bullet Train is fine. I skipped that one last summer. Maybe I shouldn't have, but sometimes I don't have the time. Parthenopus Paulo Sorrento. Oh, really? Sorry, let me do this. Whoops. Well, I missed that. I don't know why that's because the last Sorrento movie I thought was fantastic. Sorrento. Sorry, Sorrentino movie. Ugh. I like Sorrento. It's a great city. Go visit it. And Italy, Sorrentino. Um, oh, of course it's about Naples. I'll check it out. I don't know if I'll watch it just yet, but that's good advice. I've lost my way here in this madness. Um, I watched Hologram. Is okay. Hologram. Yeah. You just need an American credit card to make a Criterion account, and it works fine for you. I don't know where you're at, age of, but or chat. I call you out. Um, Dr. David has some good recommendations there. I think you're right. Um, yeah. So all in all, the reason I subscribe to Max, the reason I did it for a year, about a year ago, is to watch as many of the shows I hadn't seen before. And then there's still two or three I haven't seen, so those classic or famous HBO shows. Um, but that's really the reason to subscribe to HBO Max or to Max. And again, I don't get paid this. They have such a hodgepodge hit or miss collection that it's like with Paramount Plus. I can't recommend it, but Paramount Plus has a lot of sporting events, including a lot of European soccer, which is sometimes hard to get in the United States, as far as I understand. But I have a son who really likes it, and other people in my life who like European soccer. So Paramount Plus has some virtues. I'm sure Max has virtues, and so many of these streaming services are getting into sports. I don't know what the live streaming on sports is like here. Looks like they've got soccer too. So what are the plans? They had TNT on here, but honestly, okay, in the NHL, I really don't know though, because I'm on here for the movies. Occasionally, the newer movies will show up. So Alto Nights was out in theaters about 2 to 3 months ago. Same with Mickey 17. And so I can't remember which studios get on here. You guys may know, so the chat may know, but sometimes it's useful. But would I do it for Disney, Hulu, and Max for $18 together with ads? Now, you can go buy my book, which is 100 movies you should see but probably haven't seen, and it's like that price. So you get my recommendations, my curated recommendations, hopefully are better than what they're showing you. Maybe. Criterion's certainly are. So again, for me, this is the beat this drum for 5 years, or however long I've been on YouTube. Criterion's the place to go, in my opinion. Let's do one more thing since I'm here and messing around. All-time favorites. What? Like, I haven't seen this on Criterion. Whose favorites? Theirs? Sexy Beast? Conversation? Oh, I thought that was Alexander Payne's election, but this is a different election. I don't know what this is. I'm going to put that on my list and check it out. Maybe you guys know what this is. A Hong Kong movie from 2005. I probably should try it or look into it. But yeah, so many. Since I'm watching through the 2000s decade, I'll put that one on the list. But there's so many, outstanding classic movies that you may like. It's fun. Oh, there's a great pairing. All right, double feature for you all. Why don't you? I dare you to do this. Watch Stalker and House together in the same evening. Just go ahead and do that. Now, you should probably watch House and then Stalker, right? Or what's the proper order? House, if you don't know, is an absolutely bonkers, wacko Japanese 70s movie that is unlike anything else probably ever made. I haven't seen anything even close to it. Maybe I can't even say Tim Burton because that's not even close. I hated it. So great. Look at my write-up on Letterboxd, and then Stalker would be the opposite, or Breathless and Tampopo together. But this is good stuff here. This just goes on and on. I have no idea what to say. I'm in awe of this whole thing. It's so good. Another movie that gets a ton. I'll stop here in a second. But another movie that gets a ton of comments on the channel, and had a series remake, TV series, streaming series on Netflix a couple years ago. Black Narcissus by Palin Pressburger. It gets a lot of fun comments on the channel too, on the video I did on that. Anyway, okay. The Chungking Express 4K is out on Criterion. I got it. The 4K disc of Chungking Express, which is one of my favorite movies, really. It tickles my fancy. I love it. I don't know if it's in the top 100 or 500 or whatever. I'm not sure. This one, I checked it out on my equipment. And they had a Blu-ray in the edition and it had a 4K. And the Blu-ray and the 4K, I just can't tell the difference that much. A little bit, but not enough to justify the extra 10 to 15 bucks you're paying for the 4K. So I just get the Blu-ray of this, but this thing was long out of print or just in a weird DVD edition. And recently they reissued it as a 4K with a Blu-ray inside, and that was an absolute must-buy. All right. Any more chat stuff? Have I looked at Tubi? See, that's my problem. Tubi and Mubi. There's Tubi and Mubi. I mean, who? Yeah. Of course, the blessing, and people ask me all the time, and I let other people answer. You go to Just Watch, you go to Letterboxd, either way, and you find out what is. This is how you find out. My wife's going to ask me, how do I watch? Oh, what do we want to watch? No, she doesn't want to watch this because she's already seen it too many times to count. I want to watch Pride and Prejudice, and then it finds where they're streaming, and you can rent it or sign in if you already subscribe. So Just Watch shows you every movie ever made and where they're streaming right now. Tubi, sometimes it will link to Tubi. It does not here, but sometimes it does. So then Tubi and other places are free services. But I must admit, when I do this, I think the last time I had ads was like 2 years ago. These movies are free on here, and yet they got Kong Skull Island for free. How are they even paying for this? Anyway, I have no idea what their revenue, how they get revenue. But oftentimes I'll click on the free movie on these various places, Plex or something like that, and there will be no ads. I'm just shocked by that. Well, I know Tubi movies come with ads. I'm just saying when I click on them, maybe it's my browser. I like blocking them. I have no idea. I really haven't checked into this, but I have not seen any ads on this stuff. I'm sure you will have ads. Maybe Tubi it does, and I oh whatever. Now I'm doubting myself. Classics. Oh, that looks awesome. The Pirates of Malaysia. How could that not be an awesome movie? La Muerta. I won't try to pronounce it. That looks awesome too. This is great. Yeah, maybe we should just hang out here and it's free. Why should I subscribe to Max? They have Love and Basketball. That's on my list to watch for the year 2000. All right. Good stuff. Thanks. Good recommendation. But yeah. Maybe I put ad blocks on. Well, I use the Brave browser. And you can probably see that. Maybe you can't. But yeah. Anyway. Well, we gained more viewers. And I've just been horsing around here. Anything else you want to add or ask to this awesome, wonderful, amazing live stream? Recommendation wise, The Purge. I have never seen The Purge. Should put it on my science fiction list. Rainbow Rocks. No. All right. Anyway, God's Not Dead. Kill me now. Anyway, okay. So good job. This. Look in the comments. Good job streaming here today. It was fun. And as always, check out all my lists. If you need any recommendations, my stuff, Criterion, whatever. It's all good. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will be hanging around this summer doing some new movie reviews, a few classic movie videos, but really it focuses on the Hitchcock filmography stuff, which I'm going to shoot some videos on hopefully, and the Oscar watch throughs. So some of those videos are already posted. You just have to or become a member of the YouTube channel to get access to them. Because summer is my months for making videos, really, as I don't have anywhere to be, so I have more free time, but I have more loose time, let's say. Anyway, you guys are great. Yeah, there you go.